Welcome to Global Sky Update. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. This is why you need to understand the Sabah dispute, because history's unresolved chapters can shape the future in ways you never imagined. In the heart of Southeast Asia, a century-old dispute continues to cast a long shadow over the relationship between two important neighbors and allies, the Philippines and Malaysia. Despite decades of cooperation, this unresolved issue remains a source of tension, shaping both countries' foreign policies and regional strategies. At the center of this conflict lies Sabah, a territory on the island of Borneo rich in natural resources and cultural history. The controversy traces back to a single ambiguous document signed in 1878, whose interpretation is still fiercely debated by historians, legal experts, and politicians on both sides. This is far more than a simple border disagreement. It's a complex question of sovereignty, national pride, and the shifting balance of power in a region already marked by competing interests. For the Philippines, Sabah represents an unresolved legacy of the once powerful Sultanate of Sulu, a symbol of historical rights and unfinished business. For Malaysia, Sabah is an integral part of its nation, administered as a state for over 60 years and home to millions of citizens. The stakes are high: control over vast natural resources, security concerns, and the delicate balance of power in a region already fraught with disputes, especially in the nearby South China Sea. Over the years, the dispute has sparked royal intrigues, armed incursions, and high-profile legal battles in international courts, drawing global attention and concern. The issue continues to shape political rhetoric, influence diplomatic negotiations, and create uncertainty for the millions of people who call Sabah home, affecting their daily lives and future prospects. Old claims can easily become new crises, and the ongoing story of Sabah is a powerful reminder that history's unresolved chapters can resurface at any moment with real consequences for today's world. In this series, we'll delve into the origins of the dispute, examine the legal arguments from both sides, and explore why the fate of Sabah remains so crucial for the future stability and prosperity of Southeast Asia. From a 19th century pact to a 21st century standoff, the Sabah saga is a living drama of identity, territory, and power, one that continues to unfold before our eyes. At the heart of the Sabah dispute lies a pivotal moment in history, the 1878 agreement between the Sultan of Sulu and a group of British adventurers who were acting on behalf of a commercial syndicate eager to expand their influence in Southeast Asia. This single document would go on to shape the destiny of an entire region. According to the agreement, the Sultan granted control over North Borneo, what we now know as Sabah, in exchange for annual payments. This arrangement set the stage for a debate that would last for generations. The entire conflict, remarkably, hinges on just one word in the agreement: pajak. Its meaning is the crux of the dispute.
Malaysia interprets pajak as to cede, meaning a permanent sale of the territory, with no intention of ever returning it. The Philippines and the Sultan's heirs, however, argue that pajak means to lease, implying a temporary arrangement, not a final transfer of sovereignty.
Malaysia maintains that the British acquired Sabah through legal means and, after decades of colonial rule, passed it on to Malaysia in 1963 as part of the new federation. The Philippines counters that the Sultan only ever leased the land, so true sovereignty was never actually transferred, and the claim remains unresolved. Annual payments, which continued until 2013, are seen by the Philippines as undeniable proof of a lease. To them, these payments are rent, not compensation for a sale. Malaysia, on the other hand, insists these payments are merely a goodwill gesture, a relic of the past with no bearing on present-day sovereignty.
Even British records from the colonial era were inconsistent, sometimes describing the arrangement as a cession, other times as a lease, adding to the confusion. This ambiguity has fueled over a century of tension, with both sides refusing to back down and the issue resurfacing time and again in diplomatic circles. Was Sabah truly sold, or was it only leased? The question remains at the heart of the dispute. Both sides have amassed a trove of documents and legal opinions to support their case, each interpreting the past to fit their narrative. The lack of clarity from colonial times has left a legacy of conflict, suspicion, and unresolved claims that continue to affect the region today. A single word, pajak, has kept this historic dispute alive, echoing from the colonial era into the modern age, with no clear end in sight.
The Philippines bases its claim on the 1878 agreement and the Sultanate of Sulu's historical rights. In 1962, the Sultan's heirs transferred their claim to the Philippine government, making it a matter of national policy.
Manila argues the British and later Malaysia had no right to transfer sovereignty, viewing Malaysia's presence as an illegal occupation. The annual payments, stopped in 2013, are seen as implicit recognition of the lease.
Malaysia, meanwhile, insists the agreement was a sale, not a lease.
Malaysia points to the Kabul Commission, which found most Sabahans wanted to join Malaysia in 1963. For Malaysia, the issue is settled. Sabah is Malaysian, and any challenge is a threat to sovereignty. The annual payments were a cession payment, not rent, and were stopped after security threats.
Both sides see their position as non-negotiable, making compromise nearly impossible. The dispute remains a powerful symbol of national pride and unresolved history. Sabah is more than a historical claim. It's a strategic and economic powerhouse, holding a unique place in Southeast Asia's story. Its significance goes far beyond old treaties or colonial-era agreements. Today, Sabah stands as a symbol of opportunity and ambition for two nations. The state is rich in palm oil, timber, oil, and natural gas, making it vital to Malaysia's economy. These resources fuel industries, create jobs, and drive development, not just in Sabah, but across the entire country. Sabah's economic output is a major contributor to Malaysia's national growth and prosperity. Its coastline faces the Sulu, Celebes, and South China Seas, giving Malaysia a key position in regional security. Control over these waters means influence over some of the world's busiest maritime routes, making Sabah a crucial gateway for trade and defense. Naval bases in Sabah help Malaysia protect shipping lanes and monitor the contested South China Sea. The state's strategic location allows Malaysia to respond quickly to regional threats and safeguard its maritime interests, reinforcing its role as a regional security player.
For the Philippines, gaining Sabah would mean vast resources and a stronger regional presence. It would open new economic opportunities, provide access to valuable natural assets, and inspire national pride. It would expand the Philippines' territory, boost its economy, and strengthen its hand in maritime disputes. Control over Sabah could help the Philippines secure its borders, improve livelihoods, and play a bigger role in regional affairs.
The immense value of Sabah ensures neither side will back down. The stakes are simply too high, with both countries seeing Sabah as essential to their future. For Malaysia, losing Sabah is unthinkable. For the Philippines, the potential gain is too great to abandon. The dispute is deeply tied to national identity and pride on both sides. The high stakes keep the dispute alive, turning a historical debate into a modern contest for wealth and influence. International attention and local passions ensure the issue remains unresolved. Sabah's resources and location make it a prize both nations are determined to claim. Its future will shape the balance of power and prosperity in the region. The conflict is about far more than old documents. It's about the future of Southeast Asia, the hopes of millions, and the destiny of a region at the crossroads of history and progress. While leaders argue, it's Sabah's 3.8 million people who live with the consequences.
Most Sabahans identify as Malaysian, with deep roots in the Federation and little interest in joining the Philippines. The state is a mosaic of over 30 ethnic groups, each with its own culture and traditions. The idea of becoming part of the Philippines is foreign to most, who value the stability and development they've experienced in Malaysia.
The porous border with the southern Philippines has led to migration and security challenges, adding complexity to local life.
Many Sabahans are frustrated by being used as pawns in a political game. For most, the future lies in Malaysia, not in revisiting old claims. Their voices for peace and self-determination are crucial, yet often overlooked.
The Sabah dispute is deeply entwined with Southeast Asia's wider geopolitics, especially the South China Sea. Both Malaysia and the Philippines are claimants in the South China Sea, but their Sabah dispute undermines regional unity.
The disagreement weakens ASEAN's ability to present a united front against China's maritime ambitions.
When Manila and Kuala Lumpur are at odds, cooperation on security and intelligence suffers.
The unresolved claim gives both countries leverage in broader negotiations, but also creates a persistent crack in regional solidarity. The U.S. maintains neutrality, recognizing Malaysia's administration but not taking sides on sovereignty. In a crisis, This ambiguity could complicate alliances and responses.
Legal arguments in the Sabah case echo those in the South China Sea, making every move potentially consequential for the region. The dispute is not just bilateral, it's a regional fault line. Sabah's fate is tied to the broader struggle for influence in the Indo-Pacific. The Sabah dispute turned violent in 2013, when armed followers of a self-proclaimed Sultan of Sulu landed in Lahad Datu, Sabah.
Their goal was to reclaim Sabah, but their incursion triggered a tense standoff with Malaysian security forces. Negotiations failed and Malaysia launched a military operation, Ops Daulat, to end the crisis.
The fighting left dozens dead and exposed the real dangers behind the historical claim.
The incident led Malaysia to halt annual payments to the Sultan's heirs and strengthen security in eastern Sabah. For the Philippines, it was a diplomatic embarrassment, highlighting the risks of unresolved claims. The Lahad Datu standoff proved that old disputes can still spark deadly conflict. ASEAN, the regional bloc, treads carefully on the Sabah dispute, sticking to principles of consensus and non-interference.
With both Malaysia and the Philippines as founding members, ASEAN avoids taking sides, treating the issue as a bilateral matter.
This silence preserves harmony but limits ASEAN's ability to mediate or resolve the conflict.
Major powers like the US, China, and the UK recognize Malaysia's administration but avoid commenting on sovereignty.
The dispute has spilled into international courts, with the Sultan's heirs winning a massive arbitration award in Europe.
Malaysia rejects the ruling, and the legal battle has added a new twist to the conflict.
Even without political intervention, the Sabah issue has found its way onto the global stage. The world watches, but few are willing to get involved. In 2026, the Sabah dispute remains unresolved, with both sides entrenched in their positions.
For Malaysia, Sabah's sovereignty is absolute and non-negotiable.
For the Philippines, the claim is a matter of honor and potential gain.
Bilateral talks seem unlikely, and Malaysia refuses to take the case to the International Court of Justice. The recent arbitration award has only hardened positions and globalized the conflict.
The dispute continues to strain regional cooperation and create vulnerabilities.
The risk of another flare-up, as seen in Lahad Datu, is ever present.
Sabah's future remains a question mark, its fate shaped by history, law, and the ambitions of nations. The shadow of the 1878 agreement still looms, reminding us that old lines on a map can define today's battlegrounds.